even with an European arrest warrant, I got my original passport. This happened 5 years after the attack on the World Trade Center in New York, when all administrations and governments got crazy about security, about secure passports, about controls on airports and all this stuff. So this was a real miracle that I got my passport. And maybe you too need a miracle to solve your problem, to get out of your difficulties. My name is Elias, and today I want to talk about this passport miracle. Yeah, I already told you in the videos before that I got a series of miracles taking me out of a highly secured investigation prison. So I came now from hell to paradise, from the tiny stinky cell to a lake close to Munich, which is called Paradise. So the region is called Paradise, and I could enjoy my freedom there in the house of my best friend. I could celebrate my new freedom, and I learned to value freedom and to value small things. Before that happened, everything was for me normal. To have a daily shower, to can go out and to have a department or a house and things like that. To walk in the forest, to run at the lake. This was all normal for me. But now I could see that it was not normal and that I have to value also small things in life. So I changed my life and I enjoyed the time here in this region. But then I had to think how to get my passport, because an accidental police control could bring me back to jail. So I had to avoid this by leaving Europe and to solve my problems, my case. And today it is solved. Everything is fine today, but in this time I had to leave Europe, and for this I needed a passport. So after a time of celebrating and enjoying also the conversation with my friends, I got the idea that the computer of the passport administration maybe is not connected with the computer of the police department. So I went to the administration office and I asked what I need to apply for my passport. And they told me that I need a document and that I need the contract of the rent of my apartment or house, and I need a copy of my last passport. But they would apply for the copy at the other administration, so they would do this for me, but I had to organize the document. And so I knew what I had to do and I left the office. And I remembered myself that my family book was still in Panama, that I sold my apartment a few years ago with everything, even with my books and with my family book. So I called the buyer of my apartment to send me the family book, and he did it. And 2 weeks later, I could go again to this administration office. But I was quite nervous because I did not know, when I fill in the application form and they put it into the computer, whether they can see already the arrest warrant. And then, but they would call the police and bring me back to the jail. So nervously, I entered into this office looking for ways to escape if things went wrong. And I gave them my family book and I had to fill in the application form, and everything went fine. And they said, it will take like 4 weeks to get your passport. Oh, I said, yeah, what can I do? I have to wait. But then a miracle happened. A person besides me, talking to another employee in this office, he said, I need my passport very urgently because I have to leave the country for a business trip. And the woman there told him, yeah, that's possible. You can get it in 4 days. Oh, I took the idea and I told my employee, I told her, yes, I too need a passport very fast. So she said, yeah, it's more expensive, but you can apply for it, and you can apply for a substitutional passport, which I can give today to you. So I said, oh, I will apply for both. So of course I had to pay more, but it was important to get my passport. So I was really happy about this solution. But then the color of my face disappeared because I had to sign a form which they would send to the police department because of the loss of my other passport. Because this, of course, was still in Vienna. They took everything from me, my school, my work certificates, everything was still in Vienna. So I had to sign this form and I could see the address of the police department. And of course, they would know about the arrest warrant and they only had to wait there in the office for me when I would come to pick up my passport. So I told the employee, oh, maybe you can wait with this form, still do not send it to the police department because maybe I will find my passport again at the weekend. She said, don't worry about this, because we only send the post to the police department once a week. And 15 minutes ago we sent it, so you have time 1 week. And in 4 working days I already should get my original passport with a validity of 10 years. Oh, so happily I left now the office. And of course, 5 days after this I came back, again nervous, looking whether there are cars of the police department. And so I entered and I asked for my passport. And she said, no, it's not there yet. Oh, what happened? But when I left the office, I saw a person at the reception with a small package and I said, oh, do you have the passports? Yes, he said. And I went into the office and I told it to the employee, and so I could get my passport. Of course, I had to give back my substitutional passport for 1 year, and I got the original passport for 10 years. And fastly I left the office and I went down to the lake and I jumped, celebrating this big miracle that in a time of anxiety about terrorism, about all these things, about security, I could get my passport. And I went to the house of my friends and I told them the good news and I showed them my passport, and they said, "Oh, that's a real miracle that they gave you your passport." Yeah, and it was a real miracle, and maybe you need a miracle and you also will get it. So a few days after this, I left Europe to solve my problems, to solve my case, and to solve my financial problems, because everything was lost. They closed my accounts, the government of Austria, and I had now time, 10 years, to clean everything. And of course, today, 14 years later, exactly 14 years later, everything is cleaned and everything is fine. And also your life will be fine. So you have to activate your faith, the faith in the powerful God who makes miracles still today. And when I went to Panama, I got spiritual enlightenment who this God was making all these miracles for me. And I will talk about this spiritual enlightenment in the next videos. And now I give thanks to you to listen to this passport miracle. Have a nice day. My name is Elias. Bye bye.